Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Gabby. A little bit about my nursing background. So I was accepted into my program the fall of 2015 and I graduated this past May. I met the most amazing classmates, I had amazing teachers, and my clinical rotations were really awesome. They were at some of the best hospitals in the area, so I was really grateful to have just a great nursing school experience. It was very difficult, as you all know. Anyone who has gone through nursing school or is currently in nursing school knows it can feel like it's never gonna end sometimes, but I am here to tell you it does end and it'll be okay. In school, I was a B/C student mostly. I did get some A's, more so on just little assignments or papers I wrote. I always got A's on stuff like that. But as far as testing, I was a B and C student. I am not ashamed to say I never got an A on a test in nursing school. And some people might be like, seriously, like how did you never get one A a single time in your 2 years in the program? But nursing school is just so difficult and the tests are designed to have you critically think, and having never done those type of questions before, it was very difficult for me, especially at the beginning of the program, to get used to that kind of test taking. I did get better scores toward the end of my nursing journey just because I did know what to expect mostly on tests, and I also just worked a lot harder because I knew that if I stayed studying the way I had been, I was not going to get through nursing school. So for NCLEX, I used UWorld. I didn't use anything else, purely UWorld. I had heard a lot of great things about it. Everyone that I had talked to had said that UWorld was just an amazing resource and that it was set up to look how the NCLEX looks. So when I took my NCLEX, it definitely did look very similar to how UWorld is set up, almost identical. And that was a huge relief for me because it's just, when you're in a familiar environment from when you were studying, it really helps kind of ease your nerves. So that was really great. I honestly think that UWorld was a bit harder than the actual NCLEX. I feel like it really makes you as prepared as you possibly can be. When you get into UWorld, you can create an exam. They have all different types of categories you can choose from for what to study. They have stuff from labor and delivery to critical care to standard adult nursing, pharmacology, etc. When I first started studying, I just clicked select all because when you take the NCLEX, anything and everything could be on there. So that's how I wanted to study. The max number of questions it lets you have in your exam is 75. So I would just put in 75, create my exam, and go from there. I wouldn't put in 75 questions all the time. Sometimes I would need a little break from studying, or I would just be a little burnt out. So I would just put in 30 questions. Later in the day, I would do another 30 questions. Some days I would only do 50 questions. So I was averaging from about 50 to 100 questions a day. And like I said, sometimes less if I was feeling a little burnt out. You know, if you're ever feeling burnt out, just take a break. I mean, you know, these are hard questions. For each of the exams I was doing, I was averaging about 60 to 75%. Sometimes I would get a little lower than that, sometimes I would get a little higher. By watching other YouTubers and their experiences with UWorld and the NCLEX and reading different threads on forums, I feel like that's a pretty solid average for most people that ended up passing the NCLEX. I didn't really do too much research on what UWorld actually considers being like the average percent that's that might indicate passing. If you're between that range, I'm feeling like you have a pretty good chance. When you subscribe to UWorld, they provide you with 2 different practice exams. They're 75 questions each. So once you finish, it'll tell you very high chance of passing or low chance of passing, and it'll give you a percentage out of 100%. The 2 practice exams that I took, I got 85% chance of passing, and it said that I had a very high chance. That gave me a lot of encouragement. I don't know how accurate that was, but I ended up passing. So, and all my classmates that I talked to that took those practice exams and it said that they had a high chance of passing, they passed. The best rationales and how I studied was every time I would get a question wrong or right, I would still read the rationales. Anything that I didn't know, I would write down in a notebook. So I did take notes. They weren't anything lengthy or intricate. I just wrote down a simple explanation of what I needed to know. So purely taking all my time and focusing it on studying, I took about a month to study for the NCLEX. I didn't want to overdo the studying, so like I said, anytime I felt burnt out, I just took a break when needed. But I did try to do questions every single day. Yes, there were days that I didn't study. I'm one of those people that's like, sometimes I would just wake up and it's like the thought of even studying, I was like, I can't even do it. I would start answering questions and I felt like every single one was just incorrect. When it started to get like that, I was just like, let me take a step back, take a break, and I felt like that helped a lot. There's only so much you can do, you know, and there's only so many questions you can do. I know people that completed all of the UWorld questions and still didn't feel prepared enough. I didn't finish all the UWorld questions and I still passed. So if you don't get through all of them before your test date, don't freak out. You went through 2 years of nursing school. That was your biggest preparation, was nursing school. So you can kind of look at preparing for the NCLEX as like this last extra push to help you pass. I think for a month subscription, it is $79. I could be wrong, but I will have all the information about UWorld and prices and everything and the link to their website down below. So I just got the one that was the shortest amount of time and I felt like that was perfect for me. So this is coming from, like I said, a BNC student. Even if you feel like you weren't the strongest in nursing school, you do have a super high chance of passing. You just got to be confident in yourself. Obviously, you know, everyone's going to be nervous, but you just can't let the nerves get to you because you got to realize, you know, you got through nursing school, which was the hardest part. So this is going to sound cheesy, but just you got to believe in yourself. If you don't pass, which I have to throw this out there, you know, I do know people that didn't pass, but if you don't pass, you can always retake that. That doesn't say anything about you and your nursing ability. So just know that you can always retake the test. You can pass the first time. I did it and so many other people have done it, and you just really have to be motivated. So that was really my experience with UWorld. I really love the product and I would definitely suggest it to anyone out there trying to prepare for NCLEX. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and let me know. I was sitting cross-eyed and I literally cannot feel my legs, you guys. Bye.